I would want to say that as the cricketers sweat it out in their practice sessions, we too slog it out on the table. The tennis players, the badminton players, the swimmers, the athletes, the hockey players, they too have got their practice routines where they have spent hours and hours away from their family, their friends. They sacrificed a life of fun to be able to achieve, to be able to provide India a chance with honors. So, when you're talking about sport, take cricket, take the other sports, put them on the same level. It shouldn't be cricket and the other sports.
A very passionate Yasin Merchant there. Very clearly he's saying sweat plus sacrifice equals success, and success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You need to set yourself on fire, and everybody, even in Q Sports, does that. So why the disparity? Well, he's talking about Q Sports not getting its recognition. Firstly, to you, Pankaj, do you feel that you're an unsung hero after 8 world titles? Secondly, do you feel that Q Sports is a neglected sport in India today?
Well, I'll answer my question first. I think I've reached a stage in my career where I've stopped bothering or caring about things that are not in my control, number one.
So what's not in your control?
What's not in my control is the fact that either, if people recognize me, well and good. If they do not choose to recognize me,
but Pankaj, I look at it this way. If somebody has won 8 world titles, okay, let's try comparing it to an Olympic medal first of all. One Olympic medal, and that particular athlete has touched the greatest peak of his life. 8 world titles.
Well, now, that's what I wanted to touch upon. I think in India, we confuse achievement with popularity.
Right.
We feel that if something is popular, something has hype attached around it, it becomes larger than life. Say an Olympics. Fine, the Olympics is probably the biggest event in sport. It comes once every 4 years. But, according to me, in my opinion, and I think most of the sports persons would agree with, is that greatness lies in consistency, in producing match-winning results each and every time you go out there and play. A Federer reaches a quarterfinals or semi-finals of a Grand Slam practically every single time he plays.
Exactly.
That is consistency, that is greatness. Federer was asked, before the Wimbledon Olympics, he says, which one would you like to win? He says, I would like to win the Wimbledon more than the Olympics. So, Abhinav Bindra says that the World Championship that he won had more competition than the Olympic gold medal which he won. So, I don't think Olympics is the end-all of sport. Yes, it is very, very important. Yes, we're very, very happy that we've got 6 Olympic medals in India right now, and I think it's great news for Indian sport and it augurs well. But we need to look at the achievements of our sports persons. Right. Not only myself, not only Geet Sethi, Manoj Kothari, Michael Ferreira, Wilson Jordan, whoever, Yasin Merchant, who've all come and produced great results for the country, but we need to look at the achievements from the point of view of the competition and
the consistency
with which every individual athlete has performed.
Right. There was a brief period as well when SAI decided not to sponsor the BSFI. That's because the punchline there was that it's not part of the Olympics. Was that firstly a very, very disappointing lowest point probably?
Mikhail, to be honest, I was not disappointed because I knew that the sports minister would reverse that.
Right. Now that you talk about that, we'd like to play that quote as well of what the then sports minister Ajay Makhan had to say. We'll just play that quote and then we'll get your perspective into that as well. At that point in time, Ajay Makhan stated that spoken to DG Sports Authority of India, directed that funding and support to billiards and snooker to be retained, no cut. He tweeted this in fact, and that's about it.
There you go. I had ultimate confidence and faith in our sports minister and our then sports minister that he would never allow something like that to happen. Purely because of our achievements and our strong background, the fact that we've won world titles, Asian Games, gold medals, and if it was in the Olympics, probably a couple of Olympic medals as well.
Right, that would have been just wonderful. Right, but clearly one thing is very sure, that the pressure is always on you all to keep performing so that the Q Sports will always be there, because it's very important that you have a role model. Today there's a Pankaj Advani, 20 years later, 30 years later, I'm sure the youth will be looking to another youngster as well.
Absolutely, it's so important to have someone to show you the path, to be able to give you hope and belief. And when I started off playing the game, there were so many champions: Michael Ferreira, Geet Sethi, Yasin Merchant, my coach Arvind
Exactly.
Saboo, who I
When
look
there
up
are so many
to.
role models, is the sport neglected, Pankaj? So many role models.
Well, obviously, if you're looking at it from the point of view of the kind of achievements we've had, then more is definitely welcome. And more in terms of the recognition, in terms of the visibility. But I also think that it's not the job of the athlete to be saying, okay, fine, now I want to do this to get more visibility, or I need to create a controversy to get more visibility. I think it's the job of the federation, the national federation, and all the state associations to get their act together, which I'm sure they will, considering that we've achieved a whole lot in the last few years.
Exactly. Everything is there as evidence to be seen as well. Rahul from Kolkata, very good evening. Pankaj Advani with us in the studio. What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Hi. Congrats to Pankaj, first of all, for making us proud yet again, for the 8th time now. I would actually be, hello?
We're listening, Rahul. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I was actually just wondering if, I was just hearing guys discuss the Olympic issue. I want to ask Pankaj, will it not help to get Q sports at the Olympic recognition and perhaps involve them and make them an event at the Olympics? Will it not help in the awareness? Because ultimately, you look at any other sport, you look at badminton, look at tennis, look at wherever we have been made proud in the Olympics. It really counts that maybe a Grand Slam in tennis would mean as much, but there are so many Grand Slams. There are 4 of them in a year, but then there's just one Olympic. So will it not make Q sports more popular, and perhaps when you have a benchmark of one ultimate sporting glory, I'm not trying to belittle here the World Championship. I mean, it's as tough, I'm sure, but just to have one benchmark, one goal, and that would create a lot of awareness and passion perhaps amongst the rest of the
Rahul, I know where you're coming from, because MC Marikom had won 5 world titles before she won the Olympics. Not much recognition was given then. The moment she won a medal in the Olympics, all of a sudden today she is the most sought after celebrity and the most an athlete of great stature. That's because she won an Olympic medal.
Much better after the Olympic feat than compared to her 5 world championships. So I was just wondering, Pankaj, would it not make sense to really push for the Q sports to be a part of the Olympic fest as well?
As an athlete, my job is to concentrate on the game and on my performance. And again, I'm saying this on things that are in my control and within my control. I think this is the job of the world bodies, of the international federations who govern the sport worldwide. They can definitely push for it, but there's no guarantee that it would be included. Coming back to the Olympics versus World Championship and the magnitude of the Olympics, I want to ask you one question, Rahul. If you were given a choice, say you win 1 Olympic medal and you win 10 Grand Slams or 10 World Championships, what would you choose? In a sport, in any sport, and I'm saying this again, greatness lies in consistency.
Right.
Federer says he wants the Wimbledon more than the Olympics.
Right.
Only because it proves his greatness in the fact that he's won 7 of them, or he was going to win his 7th at that time. So when you can perform consistently over a period of time, and not just, I'm not saying that the Olympic medalists have just proved that it's a flash in the pan and they're not going to do well in the future, but it comes once in 4 years. You can have one good day, you may be the last seed in that tournament, or you may be the least deserving or not even one of the favorites, and you come up there and you win a medal. So while the occasion is great, and I'm not saying that the Olympics is not big, it is a great occasion to be part of and win. It is also important to recognize the fact that a sportsperson's greatness is measured by consistency, is measured by doing it day in and day out.
I actually totally agree with that, Pankaj. But my only, my only viewpoint was, if we bring the Olympic into the picture, the awareness of the sport itself benefits a lot. There would be a lot more people vying for it and taking up the sport because the Olympic glory is attached to it.
Absolutely, Rahul. I totally agree with you.
Little move further, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Rahul. I totally agree with you on that. at the same time, if it cannot be in the Olympics, it cannot be part of it, then we need to find other ways and we need to change the perception.
Right, but Rahul, thank you very much for joining us, and the question still remains over there. Would you like to go in for that one medal or as many as 8 to 9 world titles? Well, I will go for the 8 to 9 world titles. That's because greatness lies in consistency, as Pankaj has put it. We head into a short break, but on the other side we talk about the state associations and the federation and what the efforts they are making to popularize the sport. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.